Bro, I know exactly what it feels like to keep pushing, keep striving, keep putting in the fucking work, like literally your best fucking effort, and still feel like it's not enough. If you've fallen off lately, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, this one's for you. I'm not here to lecture you, bro. I'm just here to remind you of who you really are. This came as a result of a journal entry that I wrote for myself just 2 days ago because I realized that I really needed some reminders. So, this is going to be, in fact, just a raw video that I'm recording for my future self in case he ever feels lost or just forgets who the fuck he really is. First off, your worth is not tied to what you do or what you accomplish. I know that's hard to believe when you live in a world that only seems to value performance and what you have to offer, especially if you're a man. But your self love, bro, that's gotta be unconditional. You don't earn it, it's something you embody, it's something you live by. It's okay to fall off, it's really okay to make mistakes. The point of life is to make these mistakes and learn. But don't let that become your excuse for mediocrity either. Don't let that become an excuse to hold on to comfort because you weren't made for comfort, bro. You were made to grow. You were made to evolve. It's inherently a part of your natural wiring. And from evolutionary biology, of course, but also the way that you grew up, stagnancy was never an option. Growth was the only path. Whenever you feel like you're slipping, go back to your fucking roots. Start journaling every day. Gym, consistently. Meditations, every day. You know that's what grounds you. You know that brings you back into remembering who the fuck you really are. Do I really need to remind you of every single thing that you overcome to get to this point now? All the nights you didn't quit? All the storms you got through? I mean, shit, if I head into all those things, this might turn into a very long video, so I hope it's already bringing some memories into your head. So stop fucking complaining and get back to fucking work, bro. Nobody's coming to save you, and that's a good fucking thing because it means you can become the type of person who's always gonna be there for themselves. You're gonna become the type of man who's always there for himself. And if you can't show up for yourself, how are you going to show up for your woman? How are you going to show up for your future family? How are you going to show up for your parents or your sister? You really have to become the type of person who can show up for themselves. Because until you do that, you can't do the rest of it. Discipline is your superpower. It's your purest form of self-love that you've developed and practiced for so long over the past 10 plus years, bro. Countless fucking times. So set some boundaries and honor them, regardless of whatever the fuck the situation is. I don't give a fuck. You know what it entails, you know what it takes to level up in life. And it's a step-by-step process. You go one level, next level, next level, next level, next level. It's not a sudden jump, no. You have to go one step to the next, and this one step to the next step requires discipline. It requires you to stay consistent with your things. It requires you to keep introspecting, course correcting, and then figuring out what your next step is going to be. You've achieved everything or most things that you've ever set your heart and mind on, like truly. You can and will do it again. You just have to stop resisting the word. You just have to stop resisting the version of you that's trying to surface, that's trying to come back. Like that version is already existing within you. And you know that because that's the version that's talking right now. Let that motherfucker come to surface again, bro. You don't need to hide yourself. You don't need to shrink yourself down to fit into your current environment. It doesn't fucking matter who's around you. Let your true self take over. Let yourself shine. Let your light take over. I know your PhD's been rough lately. I know the rejections hurt. I know it sucks putting in all this effort and seeing no results. Like, I get it, bro. I get it because I'm living that life right now. I get it because I've lived through that experience several times before. But giving up is it's just not a fucking option. It's not an option. Not after everything you've been through, not after everything that you've become. You don't have anything to prove to anyone else. The world doesn't need to see shit. Let your growth be quiet. Let it be in the shadows. You also know, Ish, like, this is where, like, the quiet times, those early mornings, those late nights, the early mornings where you went to the gym, those late nights where you stayed up in the library to study for your exams, to study for your classes, like, you know those are the things that really made you into who the fuck you really are. If you hadn't done those things, like, you wouldn't have been able to become capable of doing research. You wouldn't have been capable enough to move your body like you do now. But it's not for anyone else. It's not for anyone else. It's all for you and self-exploration. Like I said, the world doesn't need to fucking see shit. You have nothing to prove to anyone else, but you have everything to prove to yourself and God. You have everything to prove to yourself and God that you're willing to work as hard as you possibly can to fulfill your duties and responsibilities that you've set out or laid out for yourself. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and its beauty isn't appreciated until after the transformation. You might be coddling yourself right now, giving yourself some nice excuses about why it's okay that you've been taking a break or why you've been falling off your routines, etc., etc. And you know, that's okay, bro. Take your rest, recover, recharge, and then wake the fuck up. And then wake the fuck up, bounce the fuck back with a different kind of rigor and ferocity. Bounce the fuck back up. You already know what you're made of. Now go prove it to yourself, bro. You've got this, bro. You fucking got this. I believe in you. I always have. And it doesn't matter if anyone else believes in you or not, because you got you, and that's the most essential, crucial, and important opinion that matters, and the belief that matters, truly. And one day you're gonna thank yourself for not giving up today and just keep fucking going. All that to say, bro, take a breath. You've come a long way. Recognize that. Internalize that. Think back to all those hard times where you had to employ the discipline to crawl your way out of the hellhole that you were in at the time. If I could name all those instances, this would be a very long video, but you're the only person who knows what you've been through, and no one else needs to know either, bro. The world doesn't need to hear about all that shit. The world doesn't need to know about all that shit. This is all for you. All of this is for you. And everything that you seek, every answer that you want, it's already within you. You just gotta keep returning to your roots, keep introspecting, keep reflecting, and continue to grow. Giving up it's just not an option, bro. It's just not an option. It wasn't an option when you were younger. It's not an option now. So get to it. Keep putting in the fucking work. I believe in you, bro, and I love you. if you stuck with me this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hopefully you got something out of the video too, and if you feel like, you fell off recently from something, hopefully this served as a good reminder for you to hop back on your routines and habits as well. There is really no one in this world that can come save us or do the work for us. Your friends can support you, your family can support you, but no one can actually really do the work for you, whether that be the inner work or whether that be the outer work, like your job or something. So whatever you've committed to do, whatever it is that you're working on or want to work on, make sure you're giving it your best fucking effort. Make sure you're giving it your best fucking effort, because you're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for you. You're capable of hard things, and you know that. I just want to remind you. But anyways, I'll catch you in the next one.